The Guaranteed Irish Business Podcast, sponsored by FBD Insurance, Ireland's largest homegrown insurer. Support. It's what we do.
Hi there, I'm Brid O'Connell, and joining me today is Aoife Rooney, owner of Aoife Lifestyle, a sustainable circular brand and Guaranteed Irish member. Aoife, you are very welcome to the Guaranteed Irish Business Podcast.
It's great to be here. Thanks for having me in.
We're delighted. Aoife, one of my favourite names, one of my daughters is called Aoife.
Lovely.
I love your brand. I've loved it for a long time. I love it for a lot of reasons, and I'm going to be completely biased here and put my nail my colours to the mast. I love it because of what you believe in, the sustainability, the circular piece, and I think in terms of your time as here, it's actually really nice to have a sustainable brand that I really fancy. It's really good looking.
Thank you so much.
So tell us a little bit about it and tell the listeners what it stands for.
Yeah, so basically we are an award-winning circular fashion brand. I started back in 2017, and at that time, I suppose I've come from a background of design and print, interior architecture, and I started, I was an artist in the Leinster Print Studio of Ireland and the Blackchurch Print Studio, and I started printing with natural eco dyes, and I started to have a love for printing and also a love for nature. And at the same time, I was researching these really interesting, innovative products such as coconut fabric, banana fabric, coffee beans turned into fabrics. And I knew I wanted to work with a circular fabric. I knew I didn't want to be an addition to the fast fashion race. I definitely wanted a circular fabric. So it's not very often that you can actually claim that the success of your business is a win-win for everybody. But what we do is we rescue ghost fishing nets and carpets from landfills, and we regenerate and we reclaim them into circular fabrics. So in effect, we have two products. We have our fabrics that are signature fabrics to our brand, Aoife Lifestyle, and then we turn them into a very versatile, functional product that can be used by both men and women.
Aoife, can I stop you there? What was the motivational piece for you there? What was it in your background that brought you to wanting to do the circular piece more than other artists or creative people?
Well, I suppose the interior architecture and furniture design course I did in the Dublin Institute of Technology, that originally was called environmental spatial design. Okay. So I went into that thinking, that I'd be working in some way with the environment. But I just seen how detrimental fast fashion is to the environment, and how if we keep going down the trajectory that we're going down with fast fashion and climate change, it's just not looking pretty at all. So I knew for a fact that I wanted to do a circular piece. I went researching to see if I could even do a circular certificate or some sort of qualification here, which I couldn't get here. So I went to New York to the IDEC college, and I upskilled and I did a certificate in designing for a circular economy.
When was that, Aoife? How many years ago was that?
That was back in, I think, around the same time, 2017, 2018.
Right, okay.
But it's all changed here now. There's a lot of, it's wonderful actually. There's a lot of courses that are being offered now that I just couldn't find back then.
Brilliant, though.
So I'm a firm believer in continuing professional development, and that's why I did that course. And I suppose there's a lot of brands out there now, which is great. In particular, in the last 6 months, there's new materials out there now, which I wouldn't have seen roll back a couple of years ago. But there's a lot of brands that are striving for sustainability. And sustainability is great, but it's a little bit like a dinosaur at the moment, because sustainability is all about sustaining, okay? But regenerative and circular fashion is all about restoring, replenishing, giving back, and that's what Aoife Lifestyle is all about. It's restorative in its makeup, in the process, in the vision that we have for the future, and it's all about rescuing, recycling, regenerating and redesigning. So I think, this Christmas, consumers really have to dig deep and find that level of integrity and honesty in brands, and at Aoife Lifestyle, that's what we're offering. We're offering a different lifestyle, one that, is a nod to the next generation, that we care, and then we're going to move away from fast fashion into slow fashion and make really substantial environmental changes.
Considered changes, absolutely. You've made some beautiful products, and we have them here in the studio, and I'm delighted to see them here today, such as the convertible tote to backpack. Tell us more about this and give us an overview of your other products and how they differ from other competitors as well.
Sure, yeah. So basically our brand signature piece, and the first piece we came out with, was the gallery tote to backpack. I was actually designing, would you believe it, a seat for children in school, so they wouldn't fidget in school, that they could actually move. But that was going to be very expensive to reproduce. And I seen this lady walking down the road and she was laden down with all these bags. And I said, oh God, her back's going to be in bits. Somebody's got to do this better. And I started researching and talking with physiotherapists about where a bag should sit, and that it shouldn't always be on your left shoulder. You should move from left to back. There's a certain spot for your nervous system and for your spine, and ergonomically how this different bag would be designed. We started thrashing out all the possibilities. So the gallery tote to backpack is a genderless classic staple designed by myself, very versatile, convertible. It features detachable straps, top grain leathers. It's 100% regenerated fabrics, a very durable functional piece for himself, herself. And it's all made from the Econol regenerated nylon, which is an infinitive nylon that can be recycled again and again and again. So all our products are 100% regenerated, because it's a lot of products out there, some of them could be 60%, 40, 60% recycled, 40%, but when you're designing for disassembly and you're taking that back and you have to disassemble that product, it starts to get really, really difficult and really expensive, and it's counterproductive really when you don't have it 100%. So our products are all overturning the idea of waste, and waste that is part of this throwaway culture, this part of this linear culture where you make something, you throw it away and you waste. And we're transforming these beautiful materials, these old materials, into something new, while also restoring and replenishing the ocean, because a lot of our fabrics are made from ghost fishing nets, and 49% of the 79,000 tonnes in the Great Pacific Ocean are plastics, but they're ghost fishing nets. Okay, so basically, it's a huge problem, and that's why we're using this resource. I mean, we've tried experimenting with biodegradable cactus leather, which is wonderful. It's sustainable. It's great, but I keep coming back to, we've got to do more. We've got to restore. We've got to replenish. We've got to clean this mess and leave this world a little bit better to our children than we got it.
Aoife, I obviously can't but be impressed with your ambition. How many people are there out there like you doing the same, or who have realised we're in a mess, we need to change this, but not alone create, as you say, sustainable but regenerative. Well,
when I started in circular fashion, roll back 2017, nobody was really talking about it. It wasn't so even written about. Sustainability was the buzzword, and I found it really hard to carve myself away from that. But there's a lot of editors writing about it now. It's great to see. I can't give you the figures on what people are doing. I do know that when we started Vogue, we were in Vogue. They latched onto the brand. They put us all over their galleries because, I suppose Stella McCarthy is over there. She's been talking about circular fashion for a long time. We actually got up on the board for Designers for Change with Econol, and we were on their Instagram. 2 rows down, you had Prada, who were launching. So it was really great at the start. But what I do notice is, like, there are a lot of big designer brands out there and everybody loves them and it's great, but luxury fashion is not immune to fast fashion. So you'll have a luxury brand, might have beautiful eco bags like ours, and then under the same umbrella they'll have full-on polyester dresses. Right. So as a consumer, just to be mindfully aware, if you're buying in that lovely bag from that particular brand, are you okay and are you happy enough under the umbrella, even though they might be selling polyester skirt?
Tell us a little bit about Econol.
Yeah, so basically Econol, and I suppose what's really important about, before I'd even tell you about Econol, is there's so many people really behind my brand, and I suppose it's tough enough keeping all the balls up in the air, but there's Econol is basically a yarn. It's a nylon 6 yarn. It's a yarn that can be infinitively recycled over and over again. Okay. So you might have something like recycled polyester that a recent big store or brand started pushing there recently, but they're in a little bit of hot water now because sometimes recycled just means recycled once. Yeah. So this nylon 6 can be infinitively recycled over and over again. So how that Econol, or some people say Econol, how that is actually made is basically we work with the ghost fishing diving groups called Healthy Seas, and they literally lift in sometimes very dangerous circumstances. They take the fishing nets out of the ocean. They send them to Aoife, which is the company that produced the O'Connell.
Right.
And through polarisation, using hydropower and recycled water, they make this nylon 6. And we take that nylon, because a lot of people say, oh, Aoife's using O'Connell, but that would be great, you know, if I could go to the shop and buy a metre off the roll, it'd be lovely, wouldn't it? But it's not the case. I actually develop my own fabrics from waste and pollution. So those products are literally, we're cleaning the ocean one product at a time.
Yeah.
So the O'Connell, so we make our own signature fabrics.
Now, I'm going to stop you there, because
Sure.
to the Joe Blogs consumer like myself listening to you, it's enthralling first, and it's so admirable.
Thank you.
Can I, for me, my small brain to understand it,
Sure.
So the nets are taken out of the water.
Yeah.
Is that action done by governments, or is it a private commercial enterprise?
No, it's all voluntary. So we have, so basically the lifestyle of the brand includes the Aoife team here, Aoife Lifestyle in Ireland. And then we have 950 fishermen, fisherwomen. We have the fish farmers, we've Aoife, we've Healthy Seas in Italy, and the various different ghost diving groups all around the world, throughout Europe. We also have 380 school children that are engaged in educational programmes. And so you're talking about like 75,000 kilograms of fishing nets are collected in sometimes really dangerous sea conditions, and there's 200 volunteers. 585 tonnes of fishing nets have been collected to date, which is the equivalent in weight to 5 blue whales, which is massive, and the biggest mammal on Earth. And according to the UNEP and the FAO reports, every year there's 640,000 tonnes of fishing gear that is just left and abandoned to seas and oceans. So it's a really global problem that needs urgent
But are you
action.
telling me it's all actioned by volunteers?
It's all volunteers, yeah, it's all volunteers. And
if this is creating a solution for a global problem, surely there's a commercial interest who's interested in doing this and making it happen faster and quicker,
well, the
and more
Healthy
effectively.
Seas,
And even the governments, surely.
Yeah, the Healthy Seas and the diving groups, that's all volunteering. And then you have Aoife, who are looking at waste and finding value in place of waste, and they're turning it into a yarn. And then that's, you know, a domino effect. There's lots of different designers that are using it now. When we started back in 2017, nobody was really using the O'Connell at that point. The Healthy Seas people that we work with, they're absolutely fantastic. They've just got won the Earth Shot Prize. They've huge certifications behind their name, just amazing. And we've just joined forces with them to roll out. They're rolling out all these educational initiatives over in Europe. So I think they've 9 countries on board now. They don't have the Republic of Ireland. So I've put my hand up and said, look, I have a qualification in education. If you want any help, I'll help you. So basically, it amalgamated that I ended up, rolling out the education initiatives. So that we're starting to do that. We started in a beautiful school in Killashee in
County Kildare,
there last, and that's all about creating awareness around ocean conservation and starting with the generation that's really going to be impacted in 30 years' time.
Can I ask a very simple question?
Sure.
Now, excuse my ignorance. Why are the governments not trying to support you on this, and all those other governments, those other Aoifes in those other countries? Because surely there's an opportunity here.
Yeah, it would
if
be
for nothing, only
great.
PR, it would look good for them if they got behind it.
It
why are they not doing it?
I couldn't tell you. I haven't
Do they know
actually.
about it? Do they understand it? Is it lack of education?
They mightn't know about what we're doing as a brand yet. I know for a fact any of the shops that I'm working with, they just love the fact that it's sustainability, because like for the hotels and the castles that we're in, it's really important that they're ticking the boxes for sustainability.
But it's a little bit more than that now, Aoife Lifestyle. We have to say it's actually the regenerative piece and taking the piece out of the ocean, which is so
that's it.
Critical.
That's it. It's absolutely critical. And if there's anybody out there who wants to support the brand in that way, it would be absolutely fantastic. But what we're doing as a brand now is rolling out those education initiatives with Healthy Seas. And we've 350 school initiatives running in the programme at the moment. So if there's any schools out there who are interested, just get in touch with me as well, and we can try and sort something. That's on a voluntary basis as well.
Okay. Well, look, a very worthwhile pursuit for sure. In terms of your certified manufacturing process, you touched off it there earlier.
Yeah.
I'm really interested because you've obviously uniquely created this. Tell us a little bit about that, Aoife.
So we're offering this self-sustainable and a scalable solution to the problem of waste, and we're expanding with our partners and helping them to purify the water by recycling. So it's a cradle-to-cradle certification. So it's all about seeing waste as an external resource and doing the right thing from the very beginning. It's about making the community and the product development function in the same way as healthy ecological systems, where all the resources are used effectively in a circular way. So it's all about closing the loop. It examines the timeline, the life cycle of the product from design to production, where a product is 100% recyclable and upcycled at the end of its life. And that's the most important thing, that it doesn't end up in the landfill, that it doesn't end up in the ocean. I could go on forever and explain to you how detrimental, like in 30 years' time, there's going to be more fish in the ocean. There's going to be more plastic in the ocean than fish.
Yeah.
And 30 years is only like, roll back. You had Madonna releasing, her Like a Prayer, I think it was. It's not that far away, 30 years. But so what we're doing is we're using the cradle, which follows a circular economy mindset where everything is kept in the loop. So we're not practicing with the linear economy. We're all about a circular economy. So there's nothing being thrown away. So that we have the products which are designed in Ireland. We have the signature fabrics which are made from waste from the ocean. We work with various different Irish designers, photographers, creatives, shops, the buyers. We're a very small Irish team at the moment, but we're growing. I firmly believed in global interdependence, if we want to make substantial change. So I'm working with various different type of people and open to working with people nationally and internationally. We have our partners at Acufil, and I'm supporting partner of Healthy Seas, who create the yarn that we're using. We also use a cactus leather from Deserato, a company. It's a biodegradable cactus leather, and all our raw resources and yarns have won like PET awards, the Docs Deutsche Credit Unterstelle, and various different green product awards and that sort of thing.
Now, you're only one person there talking to me, right? And you're on global domination and rescue, which I totally applaud. How do you actually prepare for your busy Christmas season, which, bottom line, you need the bread and butter coming in as well? Aoife, how do you manage all of that? And tell me about the run up to Christmas for
the
Aoife
run
Lifestyle.
up to Christmas. We're so busy. I'm actually in the production of producing new products, which I wanted to roll out before the pandemic, but obviously pandemic, a bit of uncertainty there, but we'll be rolling them out in 23. So I am actually organising a group. During the pandemic, I started to get a collective group of creatives together, other Irish designers who, it was quite a lonely time as designers, and you're working other brands, I suppose, that were like me, who were just starting to get off their feet. And I'm glad to say that I have 4 really nice friends who are all in the luxury sustainable area, and we're doing a Christmas fashion experience now in Studio 10 on Grafton Street coming up to Christmas. So we're going to launch the brands that we never got to launch during the pandemic, and we're going to say thank you to all our customers, the editors, the writers, the creatives who've supported all our brands, including my circular brand from the get-go. And we've some fantastic people who've shone a light on my circular fashion brand. So this is my way of saying thank you to them. So that's what we're doing for Christmas. We're launching new products in the new year. And it's all go. It's literally 14 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I feel it. I feel it coming off you. You're doing great things. You need to mind yourself as well, or there'll be no sustainability for Aoife. So we need to manage that. In terms of, you're a member of Guaranteed Irish. Why did you join, and how useful, or has it been useful to you at all?
Yeah, no, Guaranteed Irish has been great. You're such a wonderful support. Even when we were in Create and Brown Thomas, there all of a sudden there you are taking all sorts of social media. Like, I haven't missed all the support and the kindness and everything that you've given us since we started. But yeah, no, it really is important to us. Like, I understand shopping locally is really, really important. It's keeping Irish jobs and you know, it's a positive impact on Irish jobs, keeping the community and the Irish economy alert, and we're heading into a recession, so we want to keep the money in the country, don't we? So I think Guaranteed Irish is brilliant, and it was definitely one on my radar that I wanted to join. There's so many more things I want to join, it's just finding the time. But it's all about, like you said, sustainability and sustaining our communities, and that we can all prosper. And I just think, you know, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to join Guaranteed Ireland and see that economic Irish growth and be part of it as well, because it's brilliant.
Are you going to buy other Guaranteed Irish gifts this Christmas? Getting the G under the tree?
Getting the G under the tree. I'll be definitely looking out for the G and shopping locally and shopping Irish, absolutely 100%.
So, Aoife Rooney, owner of Aoife Lifestyle, thank you so much for joining us today on the Guaranteed Irish Business Podcast. I can only wish you every success and any support that Guaranteed Irish can give you on your sustainability and your regenerative and sea-saving ambitions. Count us in, because unless we do it together, it's not going to happen. So look out for it, guys. Aoife Lifestyle, a wonderful person, a wonderful business, and I wish you every success.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you.
And for all of you who are listening, in relation to Guaranteed Irish gifts that you're thinking about buying for Christmas, don't forget GuaranteedIrishGifts.ie, where you'll have Aoife Lifestyle and so many other choices. And this year, look at getting the G under the tree. That's our call to action. Get the G under the tree and keep it local.
The Guaranteed Irish Business Podcast, sponsored by FBD Insurance, Ireland's largest homegrown insurer. Support. It's what we do.